If you read the Bible, you might have come about the Torah books. Now, Torah, prayer, and politics mix, even in an election season that has been characterized by bitter and nasty, void of civility or compassion. The Torah does not let us off the hook. The Torah understands that the need for peace and prosperity transcend the politics of the day. No matter who is in power, no matter who is on the ballot, Torah takes an activist view of prayer and politics. Even when we are disgusted with government and politics, we are instructed to pray. Today, the nation marked Huduma Day, an event that brought together the president and his vice in a national prayer service. Whether you support politics, will today's event bring political calmness in the country? That will be known in the days to come. Hello and welcome to Breaking Today. We have a lot lined up for you. You can be part of this broadcast by sending in your SMSs to 111 444 111. On the other side of the studio, my good friend Cedric Oronje is standby to bring us the latest sports news making headlines across the globe. Later, he shall be joining us, but first, let's get the highlights.
This is my story. This is my song.
President Uhuru Kenyatta leads the country in the second day of the national prayers as leaders come together to pray for peace. The Law Society of Kenya to move to court to challenge the constitutionality of the National Security Advisory Committee. And in sports, we will tell you about the bright Harambee Stars talent, Clark Oduor. Our 30 minutes of the broadcast begins now. Today, the nation marked its second National Prayer Day at State House in a meeting that brought together the president and his deputy together despite speculations of an ongoing strife. The president, however, offered a public apology to anyone he may have wronged as he led the country in marking Huduma Day, an event that was characterized by denominational prayers. Let's listen in.
Maybe not following the right protocols, but kindly, Your Excellency, say a word to us.
On Wednesday, the head of state declared this weekend a weekend of national prayers, starting from Friday 9th to Sunday 11th of October 2020.
Mimi naomba wote, kama kuna mtu mimi nimefanyia makosa, naomba msamaha. Na kama kuna mmoja wenu ambaye amenikosea mimi nimemsamehe. Hiyo ndio njia pekee ya kusonga na kuendelea mbele.
God, make us one, united.
These words by the president followed continuous political turmoil ahead of the 2022 general elections, a battle that has the deputy president in the middle of the ring. The deputy president, however, did not speak, nor was he accorded the chance to invite the president to the podium.
We may have won a number of battles, but the war is yet to be won. And we need to continue to ask our Creator to stand with us even as we move forward from today.
Michuki and Bishop.
Religious leaders, however, took the lead at the event, with Anglican Archbishop Jackson Ole Sapit delivering a self-reflection message, urging Kenyans to be thankful to God for His grace even in the midst of a pandemic. The father urged Kenyans to set aside time and pray for the country, following the COVID-19 pandemic and high political temperatures being witnessed.
Is that what we do as Kenyans? When there are calamities such as the pandemic and others, are we running together or we are running away from each other?
Namaste to all. Hope and peace prayers from Atharvana Veda scriptures. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya.
Please be seated. Thank you very much.
President Uhuru Kenyatta last convened a National Prayer Day at State House, Nairobi in March, in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak in the country, where clergy from various denominations prayed for God's intervention to overcome the pandemic. However, other leaders present included Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka, NC's party leader Musalia Mudavadi, cabinet secretaries, among others. Daniel Kariuki for Switch TV.
Right, that story from Daniel Karaoke now sets the pace for our question this evening. Is the church being used by politicians to advance political agendas? Is the church being used by politicians to advance political agendas? Send in your feedback to 111 You can tweet me at Switch TV Kenya at _Clifford KE at Switch TV Kenya on our Facebook platform, and definitely later I'll be sharing in your comments. Let's head to some other stories. The Law Society of Kenya and the United Green Movement Party UGM have threatened to move to court on Monday to challenge the constitutionality of the National Security Advisory Council led by Joseph Kinyua. The two bodies say latest guidelines issued by Security Council to politicians before holding rallies are illegal. LSK President Nelson Havi and UGM party leader Agostino Neto were addressing Kibra residents during the launch of our 1 billion campaign project. The three leaders, including UGM Secretary General Jonathan Mweke, also vowed to occupy Parliament on Monday following failure by President to dissolve Parliament despite advisory from the Chief Justice David Maraga.
Raila Odinga are holding public gatherings day after day. Friends, the law cannot be for the obedience of the people and the disobedience of the rulers. It's that simple. I hereby tell you that that directive is unlawful and unconstitutional. The Law Society will move to court on Monday to challenge that decision.
Mazingira Women Initiative, our vision is clean, green, and empower, and that is exactly what we are doing. We are recycling waste and upscaling waste. We have an exhibition on that side, full of wasteful things, but very valuable. Thank you so much. Thank you, Scouts. Watoto, asanteni sana.
Elsewhere, police in Shianda area, Kakamega County, have stopped a political gathering held by Mumias East Member of Parliament Benjamin Washiali and counterpart Justice Murunga from Matungu. While addressing the media about postponement of Harambee that the Deputy President was to attend. The MPs, however, condemned the government for using the enforcement of the law against Ruto's allies as other political leaders carry on with their gatherings without any disturbance. They call upon the government to allow churches to carry on with their businesses as usual.
Yes. Machakos itakuwa ina host Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka. Mbona Catholic Church ya Machakos ina host Kalonzo Musyoka na St. Leo haiwezi kuhost Deputy President?
Machakos kesho. Hata hiyo na leo Raila amekuwa Siaya na maombi na wazee wa Kikuyu. Mbona hiyo haikusimamishwa? Kwani Raila sio Mkenya ama Raila ni Muganda? Lile tunaomba ni ya kwamba kanisa lazima wananchi waingie na waombe.
All right, the director of Ahadi Kenya Trust, Dr. Stanley Kamau, has said all political rallies and early campaigns should be banned across the country, adding that there should be no favorism where some individuals could be allowed to hold meetings while others are denied opportunities of holding rallies. Take a look.
Ruto is to come here tomorrow. If we are going to stop his campaigns, we should do the same for any other person, regardless of whether he supports the government of the day or they do not. We should not do things discriminatorily or to affect other people.
Fine. The Ministry of Health has today announced 538 more positive cases, bringing the total number of COVID-19 confirmed cases to 41,158 in the country after 6,872 samples were tested in the last 24 hours. 61 people have recovered from the disease, 40 from home-based care program, while 21 have been discharged from various hospitals. Total recoveries now stand at 30,937. All right, as we move on, as the world marks World Mental Health Day, people across the globe are being encouraged to break the silence and stop the stigma. In Kenya, the government, in conjunction with the Ministry of Health, is working around the clock to actualize the recommendation reported by the Mental Health Task Force, and as of now, 60 psychologists have been hired, a step towards achieving accessible mental health care.
Connection between creativity and mental health and well-being. That debate is yet to be settled. But I think the direction that the conversation is taking is that there is some evidence that there's a link between being creative, as we have seen with this wonderful and some mental conditions, in particular bipolar.
You have to accept that particular issue or situation that you're going through. Then you have to self-reflect, because you only know yourself. And this is what I tell the young people who I have safe spaces with. You're the only person who can know whether something is working for you or whether it's not.
Let's keep talking, let's keep supporting each other from a family system. And also, more importantly, to say that shame dies with exposure. So the minute we come out and begin talking about what we are going through, talking about not only the illness, but also the kind of ways that we use to cope, then we are at a step closer.
At exactly 10 minutes past the hour, we are taking a short break. But I asked you, is the church being used by politicians to advance political agendas? Is the church being used by politicians to advance political agendas? Keep sending your SMSs to 111 444 111. Keep tweeting at Switch TV Kenya at _Clifford KE. Switch TV Kenya on Facebook. We go on a short break, but when we come back, we have more news for you. You are still watching Breaking Today, 15 minutes past the hour, informing you some of the latest news making headlines across the country. Now, Derema residents in Navaholo constituency, Kakamega County, are living in fear of suicidal cases that are highly increasing in the unovered deep pit left more than 4 years ago after road construction in the area. They are urging the county government to cover it, or rather to cover the pit. Meshaka wa Mwaluse now tells us more about this story.
Now, a period of 4 years since this pit was excavated here in Navaholo during construction of Derema Road. The pit is termed by the residents as life-snatching zone. Many lives have been claimed by the pit.
Already nimeshapoteza mtoto wangu amekufia hapa, jirani tena akakufia hapa. Na sasa bado ingali tu hapa iko hivi.
Kuna mtoto mmoja msichana alianguka hapo akakufa. Baadaye baba mwingine akakuja akaanguka hapo. Muda sio mrefu tukaona mama mwingine alikuwa amekuja tena kuanguka hapo, lakini watu wakamtetea.
Suicide is common here, from victims of family quarrels to victims of domestic violence.
Tumejaribu kutafuta kila njia tangu hili shimo lichimbwa hapa na wale contractor ambao walichimba hapa. Hatujafaulu kitu yoyote.
County government wametuahidi na wanafanya juhudi vile wanakuja kuongea na ule contractor mwenye aliwacha hapo. Tractor alilima akatoa hapo maramu na hata tractor iko pale. Kuna machupa, kuna vitu hapo, kuna manyoka, kuna nini, vitu mingi siku hapo. Ukianguka hapo maisha ya mtoto ama hata mtu mzima anaweza poteza hapo maisha.
On reaching out to the area chief, however, he claims the area administration is seeking a long-term solution for the pit. Furthermore, he wants parents to be more careful with their children before the school resumes early next week. Mwaluse Meshak, Switch TV.
Thank you, Meshak Mwaluse, for that story. Now to some business news. Micro and Small Enterprises Authority and Equity Bank have signed a memorandum of understanding that will see SMEs Association and Micro Small Enterprise Authority benefit from financial empowerment. Advisory services and capacity building, as our reporter Kennedy Kimani now reports.
Micro and Small Enterprise Authority members will now have access to training and advisory centers, which is expected to increase their financial literacy in business management and their ability to qualify for and access credit facilities.
Money. Many medium, small enterprises need to move their money from the mattress to the banking system. And we have 40,000 agents who can store your money, cash in, cash out. We have open branches across the country to store your money. We are prepared to insure your money for you.
The MSEs shall also access both short and long-term credit facilities in form of working capital loans, trade finance solutions such as LPO financing, and letters of credit, asset finance and mortgage facilities, as well as various business loans for stock purchase, business expansion or capital injection.
Through this partnership, our members across the country will receive a lot of training tailor-made to their respective or sectoral needs.